Okay, just going to show you today what we call the green lemonade, which is ginger, apple, lettuce, spinach, kale, and anything else that you really want to add, some lemon. We try to make it as green as possible. Anyway, got your juicer here. And I just pre-cut the stuff that you're going to juice. These are pre-washed. Just take the tags off of these. Cut the apples in half. Oh, that apple's not good. Okay, so we've got some ginger here. It's recommended to use about 2 inches. That's about enough for what we're doing. This ginger can be pretty potent, so I usually just chop it up into pieces. And we're going to make this juice a bit greener. You can actually do it to taste. Got the apples. Turn that around. See it coming out of there. Okay, so we've got kale here, and of course everything needs to be washed. There's a lot of different varieties of kale. This is the one that we have available here locally. Just rinse it off. And this green lemonade is really just a really good way of getting different kinds of green leafed vegetables into you. And probably the most critical of all of these is the kale. Alright, so we're making enough for one day, 4 people. So there is 2 apples, a lemon, the ginger, and some celery. Now we're going to turn that pretty green with the rest of the stuff. See that the kale doesn't make a lot of juice. I'll show you how we resolve that. You can see that that's about half of that kale. And it actually smells like you just mowed the lawn. Yeah. Kale, for people just trying this, can be very difficult flavor. Alright. Let's keep going. See that kale? It's not that much. Watch as we pour this in though. Turn that whole thing green. And same with the spinach. That was the one ingredient that I hadn't mentioned specifically. So next we'll do the spinach. You barely get anything out of spinach. Pull back. So far nothing's actually come out. There it goes. A whole bag of spinach. As I said, I'll show you how we've figured out how to get more out of that spinach because it is expensive. There's more spinach coming out. Wow. Okay. We do the celery, rinse that off real quick. With the celery, it's important that you get the leaves in as well as the stalk. And watch this come out. There you go. There. Part of this food. So doing it like that and doing the kale first, basically you rinse out that kale with all of the celery afterwards, and then we do a head of lettuce. Cut that into pieces. I've taken off all the outside leaves. We'll put that in. Here's lettuce. It really comes pouring out. This is enough for 4 people for a day. Basically start off the morning with some water and then go to this green lemonade for the rest of the day and have maybe a nice dinner. Okay, so what you're left with is you're left with a dispenser full of pulp. So turn that off, open this up, and this is where we actually run this pulp through 3 or 4 times. And that way you actually get a lot more of that kale and spinach. So you can see that it's starting to build up in there, and that was just perfect. Filled it right up to the top. Into that dispenser. So you can see this is all that stuff that's been ground up from the beginning. And just put that right back into a bowl. Now you can add a glass of water to that and let the water soak in. This time we're just going to keep running it through, because the kale and the spinach can really be expensive and you don't really get a lot of liquid out of it the first time around. But as you run it through, you start to get more and more. That kale is pretty dry. Just take that again. And that kale is really dry, so I'm going to add a little water to that. Get some purified water. Especially when you're doing a really heavy green lemonade. You're using a lot of kale and spinach. It's good to add just a little water. Gets that wet and helps it juice the rest of the leaves a bit. So this is the 3rd time we're running things through. And we'll do it one more time. So you just keep throwing that pulp back in the bowl. It does make quite a mess. Yep, that's it. So you can see that's what we got out after we'd already finished grinding them up. We put them through 3 more times, and that's your green lemonade. And it's very good. It'll save your life. Very good.